Hello and welcome back to 999. Last time we did the casino escape room. We faltered a little. We took the L for the slot machine puzzle. It hurts, but it's also just had to be done. What can I say? I was small brained for that puzzle. Not much you can do. Thanks for Britain for transcribing the rules and stuff. I'm sure that was pretty time consuming. Well, not time consuming, but like you'd have to like type it out manually, so it's a bit more effort. But so thank you for that. Actually I still need to write that on like a document, but I do know where it is when I need them, and I have read over them. So let's continue. We're almost actually let's check the flowchart. We should be, yeah, we're like fairly close to the meeting point. Then we're gonna do this and falafel. I was gonna say falafel. It's just the word that pops up. Says it is worth I forgot what point he said to do it to, but if you do go down this route and then go like here, it changes this. It changes the story if you go through this route down to here, basically. So we'll look out for that. But we're gonna finish this novel, then we're gonna just jump here, and then we're gonna go here, which I'm pretty sure is just forcing our way into the third door. And then yeah, that's the future game plan. Then next time we'll go up here, then we'll decide which route we'll go down here. So that's how it's looking right now. Junpei and his companions ran out of the casino and into a large open room. A room, in fact, they had been in once before. There's little to surprise them there. They already knew what their next step had to be. The iron gate stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway and right in the center of it. Wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. He turned it. With the distinct sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click open. Junpei grabbed the handle on the left side and Seven took the handle on the right. Junpei said no. They both pushed the gate and the gate creaked open. Well, I mean, he's been proving pretty well, he's pretty well versed blind. I'm sure he can handle stairs. Yeah. Let's go. At Seven's words, they leapt onto the stairs and jogged quickly down them. In no time at all, they found themselves on C deck. When he reached the water, he called back up to Snake and Seven. The surface of the water below them was flat like a mirror. They began searching around and taking stock of what was on C deck. Oh. I do remember that joke.
なるほど、確かにそうに違いねえ。
And Lotus was pissed about it.
うまいこと言いやがるな、この坊主。
Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
あい痛い。撫でるならもっと優しくしてくれ。首が折れる。
何言ってんだ。人間の体ってのはそんなに嫌なもんじゃねえや。こうやって丈夫になるかもしれんぞ。
こいつも悪魔だったか。
Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he ran over to examine the card reader.
これは水星のマークだよ。角のように見えるのはヘルメスの杖の翼を模したものだ。
ヘルメス、ヘル。地獄の目。
Nice
やっ
one.
ぱりヤシロのマークじゃないか。
The Lotus memes. Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside of his skull.
ああ、せよらし。
Oh god. Bad ending already? Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
とにかくこの装置を何とかしない限りエレベーターは動きそうにないね。
つまり水星のマークが記されたカードキーが必要ってことだな。
Yes.
そういうことだと思う。
しょうがねえ。エレベーターは諦めるか。こっちの左の通路はどうだ。
あ、扉だらけじゃないか。
There were a great many of doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on forever, and all three men suddenly felt very small.
おいおい、こんなもんいちいち調べてる時間なんてないぜ。
とりあえずここは後回しだ。その前に反対側を調べてみよう。来た道を引き返すぞ。
To the right side.
今度は右側に行ってみるか。
I feel like this is the same kind of, except for the actual dialogue.
ここも
Four French
扉
doors.
か。
開けてみよう。そこの一番近いところから行くぞ。
ああ、わかっ
Junpei nodded and grabbed one of the closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
鍵はかかってないな。
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. What was this again? I don't remember. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw. Oh wait, it's infirmary. Never mind. We're safe. He simply stood, unable to speak. Seven's eyes opened wide and his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
ここは一体何なんだ。このだだっ広い空間は。
It's a medical bay. A massive room stretched out in front of them, more of a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
そこら中ベッドだらけだな。
ここは病室かな。この刺激臭は消毒液の匂いだね。
多分そうなんだろうな。広間の中央に薬品やら医療器具の置かれた棚がある。
いや、それよりも奥
Yeah.
左端の扉には一つ飛ばして左から3番目の扉、そして間違いない。
なあ、こいつは一体何を言いしてるん
The
だ。
exit between all of them.
考えてもわかんねえ。
ああ、そうだな。
Threaded their way. Upon reaching Yes, yes. I even tried to open the numbered doors, to be honest.
やっぱりだ。
そりゃそうだよ。簡単に開いたりしたらノナリーゲームが成立しなくなってしまう。レッドで認証しない限り、ナンバリングドアは。
ちょっと待て。
Suddenly, Seven spoke up, interrupting Snake.
見ろよ。レッドの表示板のところ、サインが出てねえ。
Okay, so, I mean, this confirms it. Not that I really thought of. I mean, yeah. So nobody disrupted or dismantled them beforehand, which made sense. I think that was like 99% confirmed. But we know that for sure. So someone fixes them, not like turns them off, then turns them on again.
サイン？
ほら、大階段のところのレッドには出てただろ。誰も入ってねえ時にはベイケントってよ。
ああ、そういえば確かに。
だが今は
何も表示されてないな。
Dead.
だろう。行かれちまってんのか。
試してみよ
う。無反応だな。
Junpei and the others put their hands on the panel, but nothing happened. The red refused to change. They tried pulling the lever and still nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red on the door, number 8, that seemed to be malfunctioning.
7の扉のレッドも3の扉のレッドもか。
全部同じように機能していないとはね。
こいつは一体どういうことだよ。
やっぱりぶっ壊れてるんだろう。ゼロの野郎、こんなところで手を抜きやがって。
そんな。
Come on, 7.
ここまで用意周
Do you
到に
think
準
he
備してきたゼロ
would...
が
Yeah.
こんな大事なところでミスを犯したっていうの
No
は。
way. It's ever a mistake.
そうとしか考えられねえだろうが。動かねえもん動かねえんだしよ。
While Junpei and Seven talked, Snake busied himself with examining the red. After a time, he lowered his hand and spoke.
どうやら
Hands.
基板が抜き取られてるみたいだね。
基板？
そうだ。レッドの下のところを覗いてごらん。
下のところを？
Well, we know, like, it's been removed beforehand, is what I was trying to say. Like, no one snuck in and took it, since there's just no chance.
ああ、なんか細長い溝みたいなものがあるな。スリットというか、スロットというか。
他の2台のレッドも同じだ。何かが抜き取られたような形跡があった。
なるほど。基板がないからレッドは動かないのか。
だと思う。
だが、誰がいつ？
さあ、そんなことを僕に聞かれても。
Just then.
なんだ？
Then the lads are back. Akane, oh no, Junpei thought it's...
紫！
She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly bowled over by the rest of her companions who were coming through the door behind her. Ace, Santa, everybody.
5人ともここに来たのか。
Junpei and Seven were, for a moment, at a loss for
どう
words.
してお前らが？
こんなところに。
それはこっちが聞きたいぜ。ではお互い情報交換といこうか。
Okay, and this is where... I think it's safe. Can we, Yeah, can we, like, zoom to the next part? Yeah. Okay. I'm going. Might miss a few little details, but I'm sure it's fine. Let's get to the choice. I want to get into some new territory. There we go. So I'm pretty sure this is the route we want to go is the 3-door route. Like, force it. He lifted Ace up on the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
選択の余地はなくなったわね。彼の思いを無駄にしないためにも、私たちは前に進まなくちゃ。
Yes, I'm sure you're so worried, Lotus.
心にはないこと。
何か言ったかしら？
いや、なんでもない。
I felt wrong, but he had to agree. I wonder if the choices while searching for Snake mattered. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. We're flowing.
選択の余地はまだ完全になくなったわけじゃないぜ。
And it,
どういうこと？
and it like, yeah, so everything's filled in. So hopefully it just remembers it, right? Oh wait, it actually shows the routes. Wait. Is this the 5th door? Okay, so yeah, it actually does show the route we've been in.
どの扉に入るのかはまだ決まったわけじゃないだろう。
That probably matters for the secret ending.
確かにそうね。
I was just trying to see it. So we're gonna go this way. So eventually, or does it matter if we, I wonder how it works when we're done this and then we want to go like here again. Because we don't have the bookmark either. Some weird tech, I'm not sure.
無駄話はもうこりごりだ。さっさと決めちまおう。まずはヤシロ。あんたは何番の扉に入りたい？
私は、そうね。8番かしら。
What's this do?
私のバングルナンバーと同じだし。
わかった。それじゃ。
This is just the same.
あ
何も
さて。順平。
I want door number
俺
3.
は。
ダメだ。
あ？
不可能。3。
どうし、
ここにいる。3。このだが。そういうことだ。
7や8のと。
ああ、大丈夫だ。プラン A、358で7に入り、467で8に入る方法。プラン B、457で7に入り。
What did we do last time? We did 358. No, we didn't. We went with Lotus. Wait, we did this. Are we 6? I thought we were 5. Wait. Am I trolling? Four, 5, 7. Huh?
368で8に入る方法。
Oh
プ
wait,
ラン C、
I'm dumb. Never mind. I forgot these are the options.
367で7に入る。
Cringe. Yeah, we did this one.
以上の3通りだ。俺たち6人が揃ってこの。
Yes.
ってことは、どの組み合わせでも、こうと、つまり。
Yep, can't go with our girl.
考え事は終わった。さあ、選択肢は2つだ。3は絶対。3を選べば。さあ、7か8か。
Nah, we're still going 3. Screw you guys. Hee.
悪いな、サンタ。それでも俺は、3の扉を選ばせてもらうよ。
To be fair, we were super nice in our real run. This is sort of a bonus run.
バカな頭おかしいんじゃないのか、お前。
We're a little nuts. I'm not gonna lie.
どうしてそこまでして3の扉にこだわるんだよ。
So how do we do this? 5, 6 is 11. We can go with... Wait, Snape's dead. So we can't actually go with June anyways.
俺はただ、
Hey, that means we'll find Snape's body early. I wonder what that'll mean, though. Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
3の扉が気になるんだ。どうしても。
理由になってねえだろうが。
Oh wait, we need... Yeah, we need 12. Oh wait. We would need Ace, but he's snoozing.
理由ならある。ちゃんと説明してやるよ。
Well, I guess this will prove, because one of the options was for Ace to mess up, Snape's body while everyone was in another spot. I need like Nate's wristwatch and the ninth man's wristwatch and do some shenanigans in there. But if we go into number 3, then that kind of low-key ruins his plans. With that, he began walking toward the door. Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silence. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei stopped.
気になるのはこのレッドなんだ。セブン、悪いがちょっと認証してもらえないかな。
Oh, is he done a force 7? Wait, how does that work? 7 plus 5 is 12?
いいから頼むよ。
Or what? He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner. Oh, I guess we don't have to go for 12. We can just go for 21. And leave a couple people behind.
ああ、ありがとう。
Quick math. I feel like Clover might be the one left behind to wait for Snake. So if we go 7 plus 6 plus 5, 18. To get to 21, we need Santa. That could be our way.
これでレッドには7の数値
Yeah,
が
Junpei's being hella sneaky. After this shenanigans, I would not trust him if I was any of the crewmates.
次は紫だ。同じようにレッドに触れてくれ。
He's literally just
一体何を確かめようとしてるんですか？
he's literally just baiting everyone to open the door. It's kind of scummy, to be honest. But to be fair, he was kind of scummy on the pitching the numbers out. I mean, by scummy, it's smart, but it's still a bit scummy.
ああ、実はな。
Junpei thought about his answer for a
もしかし
moment.
たら別の脱出方法が見つかるかも
He's
しれないんだ。
just lying low.
なんだって？
本当に？
Nah, we're joshing you. That got them excited. Just as Junpei had intended.
さあ、
Sneaky,
だから
sneaky.
紫。
わかりました。
Yep. With those two numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own on the scanner and the third asterisk. Did I miscount? 7 plus 6 is 13 plus Junpei's 5. Which is 21. Oh, I actually missed. What? Am I dumb? Probably. Wait, no, there's no way. 13 plus 5 is 18. There you go. Yeah.
さて、あと認証を行ってないのはサンタと、それから四つ葉とヤシロだな。
Yeah, so to Santa, June, and 7 squad. That's cool. I like 7. Haven't seen a lot of Santa in a while.
わからないのか。この状況が何を意味するのか。
Think about it, you're getting baited.
四つ葉とヤシロのバングルナンバーを足すといくつになる？
12、
その数字根は
3、
サンタと同じだな。ところでヤシロ、今レッドに入力されている数値はいくつだと思う？
7たす6たす5は18。
Hmm.
その通り。ではそれに3を足した時の数字根は？
3だわ。扉の数字と同じ。
そういうことだ。
おいちょっと待て。お前は一体何を企んでる？
別に何も。俺は
時？
均衡が崩れる時だよ。サンタかヤシロと四つ葉のペアか。
Wait, does that work? Am I dumb? Let's calculate instead of thinking. 5, 6, 7 equals 18 plus 8 plus 4. Oh, we could go all the way to 30. I see. So it could be a Lotus Clover team and ditch Santa. The Santa would be cheesed.
どちらかが動けばもう片方も動かざるを得なくなる。その時を
Well, what if Lotus scans and then Santa messes it up? Then your whole plan is screwed over, Junpei, because you'd have to restart, and no one's gonna do that. Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
てめえペテンにかけやがったな。さっき言ってたことは全部デタラメだったってことか。
デタラメじゃない。これが俺の考えた別の脱出方法だ。
一体何のためにこんなことを。
Yeah. Junpei glanced at June.
まさかお前紫と同じ扉に入るために。
It is kind of scummy. I actually don't like this at all.
ただそれだけのためにこんなことを。
Santa was fierce. His face was red, and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Junpei closed his eyes calmly and then opened them again.
さあ動くのはどっちだ。サンタかそれとも。
行くわよ、四つ葉。
Oh. What? This is spicy. I don't know if we can. Honestly, Lotus thumbnails get deleted by YouTube, but maybe. She grabbed Lotus by the sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door. Wouldn't that be embarrassing once you guys come back and Santa's still there? The Santa's alone with Ace, which is kind of sketchy, but it's also kind of good because Ace can't really do anything. And that'll prove that he's actually knocked out, I guess. Not prove, but it'll be more likely. But yeah, this is how you break up the party. Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had an advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover. Santa did not hesitate. Well, he slammed his hand down on the red. Well, Lotus and Clover are gone. He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
ああそうだな。そうかもしれない。
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without
で
effort.
も
He turned to the red and pulled the lever. Well, it's too late to go back. We could have had a stacked team with Lotus and Clover, though. Unlucky. With the sound of metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain for 9 seconds. There's no time to think.
行くぞ。
Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the doors, gaping mouth one after another. Oh man, I can see why the final puzzle might be a little awkward with being with Lotus. Should be cheesed at us. No sooner did they enter that all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door. They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red and defeated. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed and they were gone.
汚ねえぞ、順平。こんなやり方はフェアじゃねえ。
Santa rounded on Junpei, lightly crackling in his eyes and his knuckles white.
分かってんのか、おい。お前はあの二人を。
うるせえ。ガタガタ言ってんじゃね
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but 7.
え。そんなことよりも早くデッドを探せ。
The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be...
あと1分もねえぞ。グズグズすんな。急げ。
くそ。覚えとけよ、この野郎。
You know what? First time ever I side with Santa. Respect. They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
どこにあんだよ。
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but everyone was blocked off by a wall of metal. You know why there's only this one dips to the last route? Because they won't let Junpei do the number thing, because they don't trust him. That's why I think it would automatically go to the yellow submarine thing, I think. There was only one way out. One other door.
あそこだ。北の扉の向こうだ。
Seven ran for the door and a rusty iron ring. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled.
あ、真っ暗だ。
何も見えねえな。
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room.
いや、あれは。
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right wall.
あったぞ。ベッドだ。
He stepped into the room. This is where Snape's body is. Okay, so it happened. It didn't happen when Ace was snoozing, which is fine, I guess.
足の裏になんかぬるっとした感触が。
He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was...
何やってんだ。
いや、今なんか。
いいからさっさと行け。
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. Hey, there's the thing I was looking for. I know that's LLR, but is there anything else? Or RLL? Kind of looks like an 8. Doesn't it? Like right here. I can't tell what that is. Definitely says LLR there. Can kind of make out something, but like not really. The 3 others piled in behind him. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there's no time to say so.
急げ。早く出て。
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over and over.
あれか。
So bloody. In a quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Saved. Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breath began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
止まったぜ。
Just a creepy laugh. Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's
何
face.
度やってもなれないな。こればっかりは。
それにしても
The sound of retching came from Santa's
一体
direction.
何なんだこの匂いはよ。もう我慢できねえ。吐きそうだぜ。
So desperate they had been in the race to the dead that no one noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
確かに。こいつはきついな。
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat.
とにかく明かりをつけてみよう。スイッチはあそこか。
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked towards it. G-A-I-T. Sorry, that's a new word. We judo those. Gait. A person's manner of walking, the easy gait of an athlete.
Gate.
Ah, there you go. Learned something new. I've probably seen the word, but now we know. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers towards the
よ
switch.
し、つけるぞ。
Maybe that's not an 8. It kind of looks like he's trying to spell more, but I don't know what LLR would be a reference to. Or RLL or whatever. That kind of looks like an S, but kind of looks like an 8. Never really showed up in the submarine ending, huh? There's a soft click as the lights came on. Just as the lights turned on, June took in a short breath and a stream echoes through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him. What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast ragged hole had been torn in the torso, where remained of his intestines spilled out like fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny sludge as gravity pulled them down the wall even as they dried to it. Seven's voice was low and strained. Yeah? It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces. Half of his head was simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, and the jacket with the yellow piping and the gray slats. So it's the same situation. They were all familiar to Junpei. It's his clothes. But there's no other identifying factors, because even the bracelet's broken. Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry. Finally, Junpei spoke. Shot June. Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream full of insanity and not entirely human. She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. See, Junpei, she wouldn't have had to face this. Junpei could hear the sound of her hair tearing. He grabbed for her wrist. She's really, Remember when I said that first fainting thing could have been an act? She's really going crazy over this, so probably not an act. But as he did, June leapt up and ran towards the exit. She screamed at the door, and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles. Jesus. It does also kind of feel like it could be an act, but we know she dies, so... Unless she's dying for someone, like it's part of the plan. Because I did say that she did kind of stop Junpei from entering the submarine when the killer was probably killing Lotus and Seven, so... She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fist flailed against the door. Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door. She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Oh my god, so many CGs. What do you use? Her shoulders shook and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain. Connie. Her name was a whisper. She nodded once. Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic. Well, several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. They also didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead. Beep, boop, bop. Escape! You know what? I'm ending the video here. You're like, Aiden, it's a short episode. You're not wrong, but I also kind of like doing escapes in one episode. Kind of keeps the mind fresh, so yeah. I mean, you know, we're taking it slow and steady. We'll finish this, probably finish all of this off, because we usually do escapes like within 20 to 30 minutes, I think, unless they're like super hard. And then go into this territory. I need to look up how far I need to go for that, but yeah, this was a story episode. We got some spicy story of Junpei's smart but sneaky maneuver, and I'm calling it now. That's probably why this is like goes straight into the dead end, because we don't have we don't get this paper choice, because they won't let us do that, because nobody trusts us after that move. So we can only be stummy once. We put all our chips into door number 3 when it's not even the last set of doors. So unfortunate, but thanks for watching. Short episode. Next episode will be longer, and we will be exploring this room and brand new escape. Always fun stuff. No, I don't want to override. Yes, okay. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week. Oh, not next week. Actually, see you guys Thursday. Goodbye.